Welcome to another session of Stupid Questions. And this time we have Shantanu. So, Shantanu is like a one man army when it comes to art and design because he is a calligrapher, he is a photographer, he paints, he draws, he sketches, he teaches. So, he does everything what an artist does, he does everything what a designer does.
Yes. Thank you, Vishal. Hello, everyone. Yeah. Uh, First of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to talk and share my work with you guys. Um, so, uh, so I think Vishal has introduced me. I'll just to give an idea like what I do or what I've done previously. Just quickly introduce myself. My name is Shantanu Salunke, and uh, as a education, I've done graduation in architecture from VNIT Nagpur. Then did my masters in transportation and automobile design from NID, and I worked with quite different genre. So I worked with architects in architectural firms, worked with advertising agencies for a couple of for some time. Then actually started my own practice uh, 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 and opened a multidisciplinary sort of a design sort of a studio and working on my own. And it's been now 4 5 years. So so where I actually just trying to do the stuff that I like to do and gives me opportunities to be creative and have fun with what I'm doing. And thankfully I'm been getting such projects and such sort of a work. And people around me have been really uh, they've been supportive for this kind of stuff. Uh, so doing a lot of architectural started with actually a lot of architectural and interior design projects. Then after design started working on, I mean, apart from so my domain is totally different. That is industrial design, but I'm working more in a sort of a visual design language, working on branding, typography, calligraphy, arts, painting. I've been teaching to multiple educational societies or design colleges. Uh, yeah, and doing working as a commercial photographer too. So that's just trying to uh, pull things that I like to do and just exploring things around me. So yeah, so I would like to share some of my work with you guys today, and it is not something like really my college or my commercial work. It is more of my personal work, or or what I like to do, and where I find my own source of inspiration, or the process that I follow to stay away, or sometimes if I'm in a slop, so I like how do I get back to work. So there are some things, and or which I'm passionate about. So I just share my screen with you guys. And yeah, you feel free to ask questions, whatever it is. Yeah. So I think that is this is why the whole session is about. I'll just figure out, like, I want to share my screen with you guys. Okay. Uh, just let me know if you are able to see the screen that I'm sharing right now.
Yes, we can see this.
Huh? Okay, fine. Vishal, just let me know if there is a glitch, because my network is pretty
Sure, sure,
unstable today. Yeah.
sure.
So just let me know if you are able to see the screen. Yeah. Are you able to see the screen properly?
Yes.
Okay. So this is hello to everyone. Okay.
Hello.
Yes. So this is a small, work portfolio that I have. So involves some of my industrial projects and some visual projects. So it's a very small compilation of a few things, portraits. So there's some digital work. Just a second. Sorry. There's some. Just a second. Yeah. Can you guys see it properly now?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, recently, actually, it's been quite some time. I've been working on, this sort of animal portraits, like endangered species and all. I've been big fan of, love animals. So and it's been since my childhood. I've been sketching, animals and. So there is no not specific one, but yeah, it's all sort of birds, animals, anything. So whatever moves, yeah. There is some uh, fun challenges that you get. So this was one wall art project that I've done in Pune actually. Some restaurant in Bowden. So I did this wall art for this guys, and like was trying to do something with photography for their Diwali campaign. Yeah. So this is brand that I've started. It's been 4 years now. It's called Studio Lopamudra. So this is just a branding image for that. So some digital portraits, some book cover. This is way back, like when I was in college. I think there was some design competition. So it's a quick project. So actually, this is another project. So we used to have this course in our during our NID second year. So we used to call it like representation techniques, and something I was very fascinated, and still now I am with this whole concept of if you must have an entertainment design or concept art. So it is something similar to that. So like we were given free, or like there was a liberty to select our own timeline, and create a scenario which belongs to a very futuristic timeline. So this whole concept was developed from a tiffin box actually, and this is how it looks. And yeah, so these are the quick renders, quick Photoshop renders to build a scenario. So this is not something of final resolution, but yeah, this is how it looks at the end. There's similar another project. So this is one more. This was a hybrid vehicle. I think it was my third semester project. So these are actually this is initial iterations for this particular brief. So my brief, I selected a brand as a Renault, and so some autonomous vehicle that I wanted to work on, and inspired by all plant cell and digital architecture. So that was my inspiration for it. So I'm not I'll just go through these projects. I mean, yeah, so just to give you, this was something from interior projects. So something like our space. So I think, and I really enjoyed this particular phase of my NID life. Actually, like everyone, we I suppose like we have a whole week dedicated to this open electives, and it is very festive sort of a thing in NID actually. So my time I selected this particular was elective called Kirigami. So I think it was conducted by Ankon Mitra that time, and we did a lot of amazing stuff with paper cutting techniques, different folding techniques and stuff. So I had created a sofa, a sitting space, so which could take, and it was just merely made out of a cardboard. So I think it was like some 80-90 cardboards fixed together, and it was foldable. So that is and very easy to construct. So like we used multiple basically so the whole model was created in Rhino first, then I use a split and spline method, printed it, and there you go, you have a model, your own modular sort of a furniture over here. Sorry, it was supposed to be here, but yeah, this is some interior visuals stuff. Yeah. Let's move to another. Apart from this is something some of my calligraphy work. I'd like to share. So, some are from the interiors. Sorry. So some paintings. So breaking the frames, different sort of a compositions. So this is quite a old work. And I don't have this series anymore. So I sold all the paintings from this particular series. So the idea here was something, I was very much fascinated with the. I mean, this is, I think it was my first project as, like something trying with, just the letters, not the sentences, but the individual letters, and seeing and figuring out the strength of individual letter, and seek compositions through it. Yeah. From something that I was also trying different medias, it's like, and I think this is the time, like, I actually got to explore, different colors. So when you're working for your own, so when you don't have, rigidity, so so that is the time, like when you are exploring, it is the fun. So you get to learn a lot on yourself, uh, because you're not worried about, what is the end deliverable, because you're just trying. And I think this is how it should be at the end. Some wallet for another restaurant. It's called Origin Bistro. Actually, I designed this place also, and yeah, so this is a bathroom door for, and so just tried something on the door with, I think they're acrylics. Yep. Another um, for interiors, uh, and both are from Pune only. Yeah, this is the wallet that we did for. I think it is just done in two different, as in two straight nights. I think, yeah, this is how. I mean, it was a very quick project because that guy had to, get his restaurant running in 2 days. So we had to be fast. So this is like we created a, yeah, so like implementation of, like, like lettering, calligraphy. So like for digital posters, uh, logos. So yeah, again, so some of my photographs and, logos for, them. So this is how, probably you can use your graphic skills and knowledge probably and implement it. Yep. Some visuals. So so this is I think this is a small collaboration with my mother. So this painting is done by my mother, and I have done the calligraphy on it. So yeah, so I'll just explain quickly what Studio Lopamudra is. Like earlier, like the first project that we started for this was, this is all handcrafted, hand woven sort of a fabric, and introducing colors with them, and the rawness, the way we write things. So what if we introduce that on fabrics? So yeah, so it is all hand painted. It's all calligraphic strokes and letters, and the canvas this time change was exchanged with fabrics, actually. So wearable canvases basically. So that was the whole idea. Yeah, so some from my practice sessions. Yeah, so I love maintaining, diaries, a lot of diaries, and making, book covers for them. So the practice sheets become very nice book covers. So some campaign work for the brand, some photography, for the similar Studio Lopamudra fabrics. yeah, some branding work for a different brand, basically, not mine. There's some social campaigns that we did like quite a long time back actually. While working on it, some some fun like self-initiated. Just when you have nothing to do, like probably this is what I do when I have nothing else, or like I'm free. So I like to experiment a lot in that because that is the only time that you get for yourself, and probably you tend to try a lot of different things. So this was a logo for a restaurant. Actually started by my father. Couple of I think last year. Yeah, yeah, some other logos for my own exhibitions, and yeah, that is me. So this is a very old wall art done for that is I was just architect, just passed out of or just had finished my graduation, and I think it was after that. Yeah, I think it's the same. Yeah. Yeah. So here I'll start with what I'm been doing. I mean, there are a lot of, I'm not sharing like all of my photography work and stuff. It's just some of my uh, uh, concept art sort of a work, digital work, and I think it should be useful to you guys. So that sort of a work that we're gonna share and we're gonna talk about it. So yeah, this is recently done actually for the first May, after the COVID thing, started. Like, what about? And everyone was, and that topic was in discussion about the migration of workers from place to place. So I mean, this whole series was dedicated to that. I've just put two images from that series. So this is the another. So it is also related to the COVID thing because we've been forced in lockdown, and like everyone was uploading pictures, and probably so we were missing the visits to favorite places and sort of stuff. So just to this is I think this one is from a demonstration for students from some college. I don't remember which exactly, but it was a similar, like it was about how to iterate, how to make concepts, or bringing out concepts fun. So this was I think it was a similar course as a representation technique, but it was more about towards the futuristic sort of a forms. So I mean, the student had taken a T-Rex as her inspiration, I guess, and just like we were exploring, like what are the possibilities that we can do with that particular fun sort of a form. Yeah, it's just fun posters. Again, something related to COVID. So I like to have probably a little bit of touch of humor in my work, sense of extreme scale and proportion. So I mean, that is how I like it. Yeah. So I think this is again digital poster that I had done. So this is, I've been doing it recently. Actually, these are inspired by some of my favorite movies. Uh, just trying to create interesting sort of a storyboards, studying compositions, and creating few concepts for my work, or some commercial work. But just practicing this, you know, uh, sort of a storyboards or frames. It also a good practice, like so these are hardly done in like 10-15 minutes. So it's a quick value sketches, but yeah, you're supposed to like they're very basic, like probably you spend 2-3 more hours on it, and then probably it will become a better frame. But yeah, right now it's just the idea is to deliver the concept, like how does it, like what is the perspective angle, what is the gist, what is the ultimate aim of this particular frame, and what it shall deliver to the next one. So yeah, this is like it's from a fight sequence. Yeah, probably the inverse frame of that. It came again. So yeah, so I'm also trying to like see break the perspective, like probably you change the angle, it gives a vision a different sort of a dynamics, and what does it do. So I'm just you keep on exploring this sort of a things. It's fun. And yeah, so where do you get inspiration for such things is just basic objects lying around you. So something like a tea, elongated thermos maybe. Yeah, so it was something inspired from that sort of thing. Yeah. um, Radio telescopes. Actually, I just love the form of these things, and it's very fascinating to sketch something. A quick, I think it's just a 5-10 minute sketch. Just a quick values. How do we perceive things in perspective? So it's from a shipyard actually. Yeah, this is a fancy sort of a mansion, and one fancy sort of a vehicle. I think this is a 20-25 minute sort of a sketch. It's again a quick value sort of a sketch. So where you have darker to lighter, lighter to darker. Just introduce shadows in your work. They really become interesting and fascinating. And also pay attention to sort of a details which are more visible. So here details are in shadow. Just pay attention to that, and probably without any sort of efforts. If you observe, there are hardly any details in this. It's just flat. Yeah. So but yeah, so work on textures and uh, detailing, just observe things properly. So yeah, again, this radio towers. It is very fascinating to see. There's and the way they merge in the background, and there's fun to see. I mean, it's a very quick sketch. Again, it's just blocked out rectangles and just like put different values of skies. So there are hardly any details if you observe, like shadows and all. But like at the end, it makes just putting proper values like makes a lot of bigger sense at the end when you observe or see it from a distance. I think this one was done again. That elephant news had come in from Kerala, that the the elephant that died because of that pineapple explosion. So this one is still in progress, I guess. Yeah, haven't worked on it. Some some book illustrations. This one, okay. So it's just a, I think, study. So like, how does reflected light versus the opaque, shadows? Like, what makes a greater sense? Some fun time pass posters, study portraits, study sketches. Yeah. And this is a live sketch. I think, yeah. So it's from a CCD. I think this is before the lockdown. But yeah, sketching live is fun, and also it teaches you a lot, a great deal actually. So like I'll suggest all of you should do that. It gives you sense of proportions, and like you can't just like learn it from YouTube. So probably everyone should practice that. Yeah. Some watercolor illustrations. Thing for some menu card, done this live sketches, some self portraits, self portrait again. I think this is the incomplete one. So I have completed this, but yeah, some portraits again. This is okay. This is from Watson School of Design, PD17. So it was again, it was not something like related to futuristic or concept art, but it was like how one should iterate and how one should, how one should explore form while you are designing, or you are coming to a certain conclusion. So what sort of, how to make a process fun. So basically, it is all about that. Again, some live through windows. Quick illustrations. So, palm trees or coconut trees are really fascinating, fun to sketch, and this is the shadow actually of it. Just, it's just I think it was a shadow. I was just trying something. Yeah, from Nepal. This is I think uh, this is this year or last year. I don't remember, but yeah, but during this Wari season and some live sketches. Very, it's quite difficult to sketch animals live, but yeah, probably if you do so, it sharpens your memory a lot because you will have to remember lines and sketch them. So yeah. Again, one more benefit of sketching live is always, it gives you a great understanding and sense of, proportions, material, texture, light, shadows, and, basically makes you a good observer. So always remember sketch live. So yeah, different intersection, like how, again, related to a form process. Uh, how one should iterate or like combine ideas and see the potential of different ideas together. And so yeah, so when you are designing something on your own, yeah, you probably what you have not seen, so sketching live will definitely help you think about this and how it shall appear in front of you. So studying live is, I think, really important. Studying perspective is important. Yeah, again, then that image came here. So if you see, like, there are different ideas, like just one single idea uh, populated, like just copy pasting this. Now here I'm just taking same volume over here but dislocating it, displacing it from its point. Third iteration would be using multiple of them, probably at a distance, also making changes with scale and proportion. Fourth idea, probably making its extrusions or intersection. Still it will give you different ideas, and that is how how you work with a form design in some animal portraits. So during lockdown, there's been it's been in trend. There are a lot of models who are doing. We used to do live sessions, but they're doing there's virtual sessions now on Zoom or on Instagram Live. So this is one from that. Just experimenting with different brush media or digital. I'm not. I'm just showing it digital media is because it is convenient for me to represent it here right now. Personally, I don't. I don't have any preference like on just on a paper or on a digital. I do both. So, but yeah, I think so. Even to start here, I just do it whatever. I document the whole stuff in my diary, or sketch it on paper, get a feel of it, study proportion, what I really want to do, and then I put it into a digital one. Understand shadows, lights. Calligraphic posters. Yeah, different products, how to quickly, basically how to represent your idea. So most of the time what happens is like we just sketch and you just place it over there. We don't show, we just don't interact with that. But it is very important to show like what sort of a shadows highlight and what sort of a form it will have. Then probably that idea will suddenly, you're giving importance to one idea. Otherwise it is just another random sketch in your diary or on your paper. We don't pay much attention to it. And since we have done it, we are putting so much effort, like our lot of energy is getting into this, but it is our duty to probably give it or put more emphasis on each and every idea. So probably even if you're not, if suppose if I'm not using this idea for this particular project, but it will be there in my diary and I've already interacted with it. I know how the form is, how the surfaces are, how it will throw shadows and how it will interact with light and all. So probably not this time, but this form will be definitely useful for me, probably in another process, next design or whatever. But definitely gives you, it stays in your diary as a one iteration or like a swatch. uh, I think just making new brushes in Photoshop and testing them. Yeah, again, value sketches. So this is how like we do it, like before, making storyboard or a frame for a visual. So it gives me a quick idea. It also put a lot of depth, and put a lot of contrast. So the closest objects appears darker, and it will start to get lighter and tend to blurry, probably, and it gives a lot of dynamics into a visual also. Right, if you see, yeah. So yeah, I'll just share. This is some mm, ongoing projects right now related to game. There's some live sketches actually done earlier. So, but I definitely converted digital later on. So yeah. So I think yeah, that's it. Like I'll stop sharing. Yeah. So there's a lot of work, but yeah, it will go on, and you can definitely want to see more work. I keep upload. I don't upload my final project works on social media or somewhere, but I definitely want to see, like, there is some stuff that I upload over Facebook and Instagram. You can definitely check out there. Yep. So uh,
Yeah, it was like so much of work and so many touch points. Like everywhere calligraphy is there. So there's like some rawness also, but at the same time, it's very engaging. That work. So I really like that work.
yeah. So what I used to do, like like I have this habit of putting down ideas, whatever I get. So that is why. So probably this are my ideas. Like most of the work that I have shown, right, is not. It has reached its final form, but I purposely did not show it over there. So what I do is, like, I have a habit of maintaining my own ideas. So what I generally do is either I put it in a diary or on an iPad. I'll just so I think you must have seen, like, even we have discussed something while talking. So I used to like put either write it down in my diary or just quickly sketch it, illustrate it. So probably what happens is, like, it gives you a good potential, probably a topic, to or totally a new horizon to start working on. And my interests are quite wide, so like from probably A to Z. So and I keep on trying what probabilities with this and that, like what if I can mix this and the other one, and what sort of chemistry they would have. So I mean, I enjoy doing that, and probably and that is what it keeps it more raw, I guess. And for personal work, I think it is fun, because that, like, because like when we are working for a client, and like a studio or whatever, like commercial work, it will always have this sort of a restrictions, like where like precision, finalizing some direction, or so that at a particular point you will have to stop somewhere. But yeah, so but like when you're working, like your personal growth should be, you should be never happy with, or never should be satisfied with it. So then only you keep on digging stuff, right? So that is how it is for me.
Okay, so whenever you start any work, say
Hmm.
calligraphy, or maybe like what you're doing here,
Hmm.
with those radio things, that dish antennas, that series. So when you start a series, what is in your mind, or how you get inspiration? So challenges is one thing, where
Hmm.
we have this challenge of like Inktober now it is going on.
Hmm.
So basically, all around the year, when you start any work like a series, like any
Hmm.
artist does. So
Hmm.
what is the inspiration there?
I actually, there are two three things, as in not I mean, basically, very first is like movies. Movies are very influential in in sort of a, not exactly visual, but that a direction or a philosophy. So probably movies is something, and I won't say directly movie, but a storyline behind the movie is something more inspirational. So there's this documentaries about artists and their work. I've done my architecture, so living spaces or built spaces um, are also quite, so a big visual influence for me. Because if you observe, like I have this notion of using cubicles, cubes, a lot of layers, that something like a related to architectural, like a window openings, like old doors. So I have, my notion always related towards something which is built, and I take inspiration from something which is already there, and probably like what if I can make it better, or probably convert it into something else, then it will definitely will have some story to tell, because it has taken, just like energy, it has been like transformed from one thing to another. So yeah, just so generally that is how I go ahead with. Or probably most of the time is like, I really love to have that humorous touch in my work. So most of the time when I'm talking to my friends, or like people, or if i if I heard something like which is really funny, I tend to write it down and probably see if I can work on, you know hardly you get time for that, but I have
Yeah,
this tendency of writing this things
mm,
down, like PJs and stuff. So I think that
yeah,
that becomes, and when if I create something, people will definitely tend to
yes,
relate to it, because this somewhere down the line happens with you. So
yeah.
that is, I think it is more inspirational for me. Yeah.
So again, it helps also, like so you don't miss out on things that, like, sometimes you have
Yeah.
ideas and then you forget
Yeah. So
कि मेरे को idea आया
it
था.
stays there. It stays there with you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's one
Yeah.
experience of Farhan Akhtar, who like the director of Dil Chahta Hai, his first movie. So he used to write all the dialogues, जो
Hmm.
बीच बीच वाले dialogue है. So
Hmm.
when you write things, you don't forget, and then you can play with them. So we'll move to
Yeah.
questions which uh, where we have the Nidhi. She's asking, since we are in lockdown, how should we practice live sketching?
So, so I have dogs at my house. I have people in my house. So like they'll be doing something. So that is how I practice live sketches. Or you force them to sit for you probably for some times, or just or you just sketch them while they add something, or probably stationery, probably reading something, cooking something. So that is how I practice live. So there is another thing, you can practice from photographs also, but it is always better if you sketch live, because it will give you opportunity to be more observant and learn more than photographs. So yeah, photographs is fine, but still, I think sketching live is much more fun and more challenging, and that is why you should do it. So lockdown, mein, like I just told, right, there are virtual sessions also. You can definitely join them. So there are a lot of artists who are or models who are doing this virtual modeling sessions these days on Instagram. So yeah, you can definitely join.
Yes.
There is this group called Live Drawing Bangalore. Yeah, so there are a lot of people, a lot of artists from that group also keep on, have these sessions of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So alternately, they keep on doing it. So yeah, you can definitely try that. Yep.
Okay. So we have next question, which is from Tanaya. She's asking, could you give some tips on light
Mhm.
and shadow in terms of realism?
Okay. If you really want to, I mean, see, it will, you keep on doing it, you keep on sketching it, you will definitely understand the interaction of light and shadows. But if you want to really master it, observe the work of masters. Like, don't follow Instagram and all, Instagram photographs and all for that. Get into history, basically. Read about it, read about the masters, so because everyone had a different philosophy about it, different, everybody had a different take on it, everybody had a different palette about it. So Rembrandt, or like, see, like, probably he has a lighting technique on his name. Okay, so yeah, definitely. So there are a lot of sort of lighting schemes that people use, like for animation, or like extreme, or realistic or surrealistic sort of a way. There are different, I mean, just get into that, you will definitely get it. But follow, read about different artists. Okay, masters, basically old artists, like contemporary, or artists from postmodern age and stuff. So you will definitely understand. Just don't get into, like, the pop art sort of a thing. The Before that, like when people used to practice realism, so that will definitely give you good sense over lighting. So all photographers follow that, all artists follow that nowadays. So yeah, that is the only one way that you can understand and master the lighting.
Okay. Girela's question is, after architecture, how did you end up on transportation or automobile design?
I think it was a each. No, I mean, I was always, fascinated by automobiles, and always wanted to do that. I actually was there are multiple things that I actually wanted to do. Not just, I'll be frank with you, not just automobile design. I also wanted to go for graphic design. I also wanted to go for animation. I also wanted to go for ceramics. I also wanted to go for photography and filmmaking also. So you can understand what sort of a confusion I might have had that time. So, but yeah, so then probably that time I decided, like, product design. There was one more field. It's called product design. So there were a lot many things. Just a second, I need to put my
Sure, sure.
laptop on charge. Just give me a second. I'll answer to this.
So maybe you can stay in NID only. No? for all those things that you wanted to complete?
Yeah, yeah. Am I audible properly?
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
my place don't have electricity right now. It just came. Yeah, and just put it on charging. Otherwise, if it goes back, then yeah.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, so then it was a very difficult choice for me that time, to select something, probably, and probably I did not have anyone in my family to guide me so well. You should do this, you should do that. But definitely take for me it was something, like that time it was a very glamorous, and like I really wanted to pursue something different, and that is why I ended up in automobile and transportation. So automobiles been my passion, another passion from my childhood, and probably that was one another reason to get into this domain.
Maybe you must have thought कि ये भी आता है वो
Yeah.
भी आता है चलो अभी कार डिजाइन करते हैं.
I think that was my parents' thinking, not mine.
Okay.
So they were like, "Hey, you can do it. You have camera. तू photos कभी भी ले सकता है. तू photography क्यों कर रहा है?" So
Mhm.
yeah, it happens because I told you I never had anyone like who was from a design
Yeah.
background. So yeah, probably it was a quite obvious thing to happen at your house. Yeah.
Okay. So Bhargav is asking, many of my friends know digital art, own a laptop or other
Mm-hmm.
accessories. Is it necessary, or should I, concentrate on? Is it necessary for digital art, or to know digital art, or should she concentrate on
Yeah.
traditional art, which is like hand drawing?
No, see, even for not at all necessary. If you're not equipped with an instrument right now, so that should not stop you. So if you observe, if you follow any artists like who are into digital art, concept art, good concept artists, uh, all are basically many of them are not artists. Many of them are from industrial design background. Okay, so these guys have been equipped with digital knowledge because of the course that they were in. But many of them are commercial or fine artists who have done proper foundation or their bachelor's in arts. So and every artist, or every digital artist or concept artist, if you talk to them, they will always tell you this, that they have been trained in a traditional medium of gouache, and that is why they are so fabulous, or probably so equipped with this particular thing. Because digital art is more like, it is not something like a watercolor, it is more like a opaque media, because you have to go from probably darker to lighter, and that is how it works. So quite similar to a gouache, or the opaque media that we use on paper. So it is always nice if practice conventional media and then jump to a digital one. It will definitely, that is how it should be, basically. Because even to do digital, you need to understand how the brush strokes are and stuff. So definitely it will be very nice.
Yeah.
So don't never leave conventional media, never.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
think that, I hope that answers to your question.
Yeah. Yeah. What's so Shreyas here asked, what's like the best way to constantly come up with ideas for sketching? Something besides live sketching.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? I did not get it.
Yeah. What's like the best way to constantly come with ideas for sketching, if not live sketching? Like besides live sketching.
Live sketching. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
लाइव स्केचिंग को
so
छोड़ के दूसरा
see,
आइडिया क्या है?
first of all, sketching from, like sketch whatever there is in front of you. सूटकेस दिख रहा है,
Okay.
सूटकेस स्केच करो, पेड़ दिख रहा है, पेड़ स्केच करो, क्योंकि एट द एंड सब काम में आता है, कुछ वेस्ट नहीं होता है. रेफरेंस लो, टेक रेफरेंसेस फॉर फॉर्म, imitate work. So that is also, but yeah, I mean, don't keep it to yourself for learning and studying purpose. Don't never say that is your work. So imitate a lot of work. That is one good way to understand an artist, his philosophy, his line work, or whatever. Like his way of representation, basically. It takes you closer to uh, probably methodology of one particular artist. So if you are really keen on picking up some style and all, imitating work is also very important.
Oh. So Siddhi here asks, what are the career options related to calligraphy? I love doing calligraphy, so can you recommend any course or books about calligraphy or typography just to explore more?
I think there are a lot of books, but yeah, if you really want to pursue as a career, you should get into a course that gives you a good opportunity. Basically, a institute which gives you a good opportunity and exposure for type design and all. I think get into a graphic design course, and probably then you can probably it will take you where you are supposed to be. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And meanwhile, to keep on practicing, there are a lot of people, lot of study material which is available. You can definitely practice. So also decide what sort of a style that you want to practice. Start with one and then eventually go on proceeding, because calligraphy is something, is a practice, it's a hand skill, basically, and it comes with practice. So keep on practicing every day. I think that is what it needs. Yeah.
Okay. So Shakti asks, how did you switch from architecture to fine arts?
I did not switch to fine arts. I
Design.
as
Yes.
design. Okay. So that one thing was, like even like before going to architecture, it was something sure that I was quite bad with, not very good. I'll say not very good with maths, or maths was not very good with me. It's like something was there. So like it was a very sure for me that I did not want to take a desk job, like which ends up with cells or something. So which gives me a constant feeding, or like requires a lot of skill based sort of a work. So that is what my vision for what I wanted to do next. Whatever it is not something just related to sketching, but either it has to be some representation media. It can be anything like photography, drawing, sketching, calligraphy, whatever it is, but it had to be that. So after architecture, again, like I told you, right, I worked in architectural firms, and it's not that I didn't like it. I liked it a lot, but what I was expecting, it was something more than just architectural design in my life. And that is why I was very curious. Actually wanted to learn a lot, like why, and how does this happen. And I have this thing, even if I know a certain amount of it, but I really want to fall into a process. So I would want to go through a particular process to achieve something. And I have always this knack, like a person from this background or who is a proficient in it, how would he do that? So probably, and that is like a correct way, and that is why I ended up doing design, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Mansi
Yeah, and I
asks,
think probably falling into a design. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can
Sorry,
go,
Vishal.
please. No, no, you can continue.
No, no, I was just saying, like, being in design college, probably it was the best thing that happened, like, because it didn't clear up, it didn't teach me just like, like automobile design, but like being in NID was like, it was a wide canvas, and probably great to see a lot of work. And, the college was quite open for, like, did not restrict us at all. They don't do that, don't see that, and probably that is what that environment probably. Um, I think that design environment gave us a lot of freedom and opportunity to try out different things.
Okay. So Mansi here asks, we also have that question. Is it necessary to have good handwriting for calligraphy?
No, it will become good after practicing.
Yeah, but no one wants to practice.
Yeah, you can start.
Okay.
We
Uh,
can't help it.
yes, Girija asks.
It's a penmanship. Okay, if you want to be a good calligrapher, it's a penmanship. You have to take pen in your hand and practice. That's all. There is nothing else you
Mm,
can do about it.
yeah. So, what are the drawing mediums which you will recommend to try? So, this is a question from Girija.
Uh, to start with, like, is always like, pencil is the best. Pencil and paper. I mean, you don't have to really switch on to a media till the moment like you are comfortable. I did not do it like for a long period of time because I was not at all comfortable with any sort of colors. To be frank, I'll be frank with you. I've actually started using colors very recently. Uh, uh, as this, it's not something about I never liked colors or something. I was more fascinated with the potential of one tool at a time and what possibilities that I can achieve from one media. So pencil is quite versatile, and I think if you ever see academic style of arts, you will understand what I'm trying to say. So one tool can be so efficient and sort of a stuff. So, but just to start with, pencil and paper is not at all bad, and then you can get into color and anything like whichever is like affordable, economic, convenient for your pocket or your probably just you can figure out your comfort with one tool. Yeah. So I was figuring it out, like probably pencil was comfortable for me, so I used pencil for long period of time. Then I got comfortable with a black ballpoint pen, probably. Then I you know then probably now I feel I should explore more colors. So, but yeah, I don't touch probably something like for example, I'm not really comfortable with oil paints yet. So yeah, so I'm not exploring much on that sort of a media. I really want to master something, and then probably I'll move towards the other. But just to start with, I think. Charcoal, pencil, pen is best. And if you want to use colors, I think you can start with poster colors maybe. Very convenient and very versatile medium actually. A lot of people underestimate that, and they just think it is just for school going kids, but it is not. The very versatile medium, I think everyone should explore gouache or opaque media.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we don't have any questions. Like, questions are not there.
Okay.
So, only thing is, it was like if you want to give any tips as a student, like what you did, when there are assignments or there are some things that you are being told to do, like say perspective or object drawing or human figures or anything like idea generating things. So how you think, or how
Mhm.
do you as a student, how you did. So it might not be perfect, but when you look back, what is your
Yeah.
experience and what you would
I, I
want
I'll
to share?
Okay, I like I will also tell you a few things that I would like to correct if I'm student again. Yeah. So I would like to read a lot, which I did not do in college probably much. Um, I would like to probably read use library to a great extent. Probably that is one thing I would really like to do once again. Sketch more probably. practice more every day. In college we used to do that, like, straight lines, circles every day, like even like whatever. It's just like a warm up. We used to do that for 5-10 minutes. Every night we used to sit in our mess, Gandhinagar mess, and like like bunch of 10-15 enthusiastic kids. We used to sit together. We used to practice sketching. We used to give each other briefs. Uh, so that was fun, and probably that learning. So the learning graph through that was quite more than what we did individually. Yep. So I think that peer sharing helps a lot. So I think should make a group and probably give each other brief, and then probably at the moment you and make it always challenging. So that is what we did. So we used to have this session. So me and one of my friends, sad, unfortunately, is not there anymore. So, but we used to, like bring one laptop down, and he also had a pile of prints, big album of prints. Like we used to take one image, try to sketch that, from it. So there was just one image, okay. So and by imagination, we used to try, different perspective views of that. And so that is how, like, by sketching it, or by visualizing it. So we'll sketch different views of that vehicle, make attractive sketches of that particular thing. That is. The one more thing I did, like, me since college, like, I used to love, um, uh, I, I I used to interact a lot with people from different disciplines. Never restricted myself, probably by talking to just my batchmates, or probably. So I don't know, like, I mean, but yeah, definitely it helped me a lot. At least knowing a lot of people. And definitely in terms of got to see some really kick-ass and good work, I guess. So
Yeah.
in that way it was really useful. So,
Hmm.
and interacting with it, you get to know a different philosophy, different take on things, and at the end, for a designer it is very much important. And just your individual practice and skill does not work. That is my notion about it. I don't know how others feel, but yeah. So interacting with people is very, very important. Keeping yourself up over there and being social about it, I think
Hmm.
it is very
Yeah,
nice.
it helps.
So I think I would still do that if I'm student.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So these are, like, the things that we did not do as students, like use library, sketch more. So we'll take two last questions.
Yeah.
Um, so Bhargavi asks, for design exam, our idea should be positive only. And Rashmi asks, how many sketches you do every day?
What was the first question, Vishal?
For NID, or not NID, but for a design exam, our idea should be positive only, or only positive, something like that. So you,
As in that negative ideas, positive ideas, that way.
I don't know, but maybe she is trying
See,
to ask you, like,
I don't know,
any
like,
dark things that you don't have to draw there.
okay, okay, okay. हाँ. Okay, so I'll just put it in this way. See, designer का जो काम है, designer's job is to always give hopes and not to take them away. So so yeah, we should always be optimistic and be positive in our approach. And by looking at our work, people should feel the same. And probably that is why we should avoid that negative sort of yeah. See, ideas are always there. People know what is worst, yeah, but still they won't stop it. So why to unnecessary represent and reflect those sort of thoughts and ideas? So it is always nice. So you already have a very limited sort of a space. So why to waste that and showing things that people already know? So probably it is always nice to put positive and good ideas only. So and avoid
Hmm.
darkness. So I think that is how it should be. हाँ, मतलब सिंपल एग्जांपल है कि अभी तुमको दिया है कुछ नो स्मोकिंग के लिए कुछ पोस्टर डिजाइन करना है। ये डार्क क्या है, तुम्हारे मर जाओगे, लंग्स खराब हो जाएंगे, पीपल नो दैट, पीपल आर स्टिल डूइंग इट, राइट? So instead of that, you show some other ideas, right? So it's just an example. You're getting it. So instead of telling dark things, people not gonna. So you figure out some other thing, other positive and good things, and probably if you achieve that, people might listen to you.
Hmm. And how many sketches you do every day? Now also,
Yeah.
and as a student also.
Mm. Students, I used to sketch way more than what I do now.
Okay.
Uh, as a student, I used to sketch a lot. I think, yeah. Uh, I mean, that is the only one thing I did seriously in my college, I guess, and spent a lot of time in sketching. Probably not something related to my projects and stuff, but anyway, in general, I love sketching. So, yeah, and fortunately, my roommate was also very enthusiastic and doing very good now. So he was also quite into that scene, and very hardworking guy. And fortunately, like, because I'm probably like, we all, like, even when we are sitting in room, either I used to chill out, I used to play basketball and stuff, otherwise if I'm not doing that, I used to sketch, and that is how it was. And
Yeah.
I actually, that maintaining diary thing, I actually picked it up from some of my batchmates of NID. So that there was few guys, they will always walk around with their diaries, and wherever they are sitting, just either they would write it down, and like, even like while having a cup of tea, and which we used to have a lot. And we spent, I think, most of our daytime, productive time, like sipping cup of teas and stuff. So, but yeah, but I picked that particular maintaining diaries for a habit over there. So, and it didn't help me probably then much, but now it is helping me a lot. Like, maintaining my records, and probably my,
Hmm.
concepts, writing down ideas, what are my deliverables, what are my own goals, and it definitely helps. So, like, that is one thing. Like, start maintaining diary. I think it's very good habit. Like, even
Yeah.
before you go there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it should enlighten them, and we should also
Yes.
start things. Only what we have
Yes.
is experience, and then we can just tell them to the new
Yeah.
wave of
So I think,
designers, which are like aspirant designers who are there. And thank you, Shantanu, for this lovely session. Uh, Great to have you.
thank you so much for inviting me and having me. And
And
I wish all the best to everyone, and for their future endeavors. And I hope you get the best colleges, or probably wherever you want to end up in. So probably wish you the best for that. Yes.
yeah, so yes, thanks a lot. Thank you for this
Yes.
session, and maybe we'll
Thank you,
meet
Vijay.
again, and then
Thank you so much.
maybe I'll call you again for this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
would
we'll
love to. Yes,
sure.
yes,
So we'll end the session
yes.
with Shantanu, stupid questions with Shantanu, and we'll meet on next Saturday.
Yes.
Till then, bye bye.
Ciao. Yes. Take care, everyone. Take care. Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.